fifth innovator for this morning, the founder and CEO of Repufact, Deepak Kpis. How did I do? How did I do with that translate? How did I do with that name? Not too good. All right.
It means an island of mangoes.
Island of mangoes. Grab your clicker.
Jan?
Yep, you ready to go?
So Repufact, we are a review-driven customer intelligence solution, which does, I'm sorry, I'm a little stuck, a customer intelligence and a business optimization solution for any industry that has large customer touch points, as well as which has transactional business that happens. Moving on to the next slide, I'm not carrying my thing. That's our team. Important for Repufact is this is relevant for any industry, not just for hotels. But the team that we have, we're passionate about travel. We probably have 50 plus years work ex in the travel space. So it's incumbent on us to make sure that the first product that we do is for the hotel and the travel industry. We have a very comprehensive product. We have 6 minutes, so it's tough for me to explain all of it. So what I will do today is just speak about the USPs and the innovation that we've done within the review management program, which is in the analysis bit. And move on quickly to stuff that's very exciting for you to show. Now, before we started the program, the product, we did a focus group with about 60 hoteliers in Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad. And we asked them what are the big challenges they face with the hotel industry from a review perspective. And the first thing that they mentioned was the ability to monitor reviews. There are multiple channels, there are multiple languages. How do they kind of pick that up? So the first problem we wanted to solve, very operational, and we thought a very simple way to kind of get their ROI back is to make sure that we are able to consolidate reviews. We have today got partnerships with about 140 odd vendors, and we are able to provide a single screen for the customer for our customers to answer back reviews, look at sentiments, escalate internally, externally. So it's one screen, whether it's a Japanese review, German review, whatever happens in one place. That what you see is our sentiment analysis. It's one screen where the gist of the review comes in color-coded words which say what's right and wrong with the business. Moving on, and this is very interesting. You'll see a lot of data and numbers here, so please bear with me and think about this from a hotel's perspective. The power of our system is to ensure that every data that comes in is quantified into numbers. So here's a dashboard, and here's how we say that we've taken semantic to the next level. You see 3 scores here. The first is a Repufactor score, as we call it. The Repufactor score is, again, from the focus group that we did. We looked up what suited a hotel and a hotel owner to make the score viable for him. Then there are reviews that get scored there, and then there is the sentiment within the review. So what's important is one review can have 10 or 12 different points. There could be a positive review, but there could be many negatives within it. So what we do is capture the negatives as well and put it in there. And then there is a stack of departments that are there, and the KPIs, the key performance indicators that are important for the hotel from a performance perspective. So if you see here, all of it is quantified in terms of numbers. Of course, there's competition that's tracked. Competition is again based on what the hotel tells is their competition. So in this case, if you see, Resort is a hotel based out of Bombay, and they look at one of their competition to be in Lonavala, which is 200 kilometers away from them. So it still kind of makes sense for them. And of course, there's a simple pie chart which tells you where your reviews have come from. Let's move quickly to the next couple of slides. I'm looking at the clock. This is analysis. The way we track departments, very important. At each department level, you're able to see how competition within that department is looking at you from a business perspective, how the KPIs of each of those are impacting the health of the department. The departments can be customized as per hotel's requirement. We move on. Here is how we stack up the departments one against the other, and we have some great stories to tell on this as to how hotels use us. We have a hotel, I don't know if they're here with us, a chain from Bombay, which is actually using this model as a HR tool to track departments, the performance of each of their departments. The sentiments of the departments are out there, and then we move on to the KPIs. The KPIs are important for a revenue manager to decide on how they could price hotels. The KPIs typically look at items like value for money, amenities, location, etc., which are key for businesses to make pricing decisions. Moving on to the next slide, when you combine the departments and the KPIs, you get very, very deep diagnosis of what's right and wrong with the business. Let's move on quickly. I don't know if I have time to get to that. It was a comprehensive, large product. But what I showed you right now is a SaaS model. And we also have what we call a DaaS model, which is a data as a service, where solutions are available for OTAs. Today we are in discussion with 3 of the 5 top OTAs in India. DMCs, destination management companies, travel management companies, we're starting conversation with them. And as well as the hotel enterprise business, which is the eRev Max and the ResNex of the world, where we offer a good plug-in for the bigger solution. I think I'm running out of time, so.
You are indeed. A lot to get through. Good job. Take a seat in the Dragon's Den. Hopefully we can fill in the gaps there. Dragons, what do you think?
I can go first. Thanks for the presentation. What's the unit economics in your business, of your SaaS business?
So we have 2 models. At the hotel level, at this time with one of the product, we are at about $45–50 per hotel per month that works in. But when all of our products come in, we look at about $100 to $120 per hotel per month to be the cost. But that's the SaaS model. So what's interesting in our business is with the same data, I can use that same data without any operational cost for other businesses. So if I take that same data into a TMC or a DMC business and just tweak that data, there is this next round of revenues that can come in from there. So that's the big advantage we see with the financial model.
And what's the cost of acquiring that? Cost of acquiring the hotel?
Cost of acquiring the hotel at this time is probably, you mean in terms of the data or in terms of the sales process?
Sales process.
We are at about a lifetime value of about 4 to 4.5 months per hotel. But I assume it's too early. We are 5 months in business. We need to kind of tweak a little bit more to make it better.
Great, thank you.
So maybe versus competition, I mean, Review Pro, Revenate, Trust2, they've all been doing this. So how are you better than the competition?
Yeah, good question. We wanted to be another Review Pro, and then we kind of studied them a lot. But then we figured out that their model is broken in many, many different ways. The way we do analytics, and we are able to look at data at a department level, at a KPI level, and then when you combine the two to give the hotel the minutest of their problems is something that nobody in the world is able to figure out, and we're doing that. And the second thing is, none of them are still in the DaaS model, using the big data into TMC and other businesses. But the big difference is the way our hotel ontologies are based. It's much deeper than what we've seen with Review Pro, etc. The second thing is, right now in the travel domain, of course, it's Review Pro who's the big daddy. But our products is as relevant in any other business where there's high customer touch points. So if you look at industries like healthcare, BFSI, automobile, etc., there's a good opportunity. We've done some small pilots we did a decent pilot with a very large IT services company to manage, to figure out the happiness quotient of their employees. So they typically say that employees' unhappiness happens in the first 60 days of them joining the company. So we actually track their first 60 days through an app that we have. I wasn't able to speak about it. And it's a Bangalore-based company. So it's 160,000 employees that they have.
So very, very robust product. Sounds like it can do a lot of things. So how do you manage the different segments? So whether it's a travel agency, a hotel or a hospital, is there some kind of modeling that you do or best practices that are within, the setup? And how long does it take typically to set up a customer on your platform?
Yep. So right now we have baby steps. So we've just started with hotels using the same data for OTAs. But we know that if we have to get into other domains, we will have to have domain experts. So we've not yet there. We're probably there 6 months from now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.